suing Miss Delisa Turbington for not finishing your hair at a critical moment.
She was in the middle of doing my hair and I needed to leave. I still needed to get my hair finished. And so Delisa ghosted me and I felt extremely abandoned. I felt there was so much pressure on me and I had to hire someone else.
It wasn't a ghosting type of situation between Candace and I was just extremely busy.
Please welcome celebrity hairstylist Ken Rich.
Your landlord, your car note, your utilities, they're not giving up no homie discount. You need to get your money.
For the first time, we're bringing justice to you. Your location is the courtroom, and the truth has nowhere to hide.
That tells me all I need to know. I understand you don't like each other. I don't care.
Judge Faith, a former criminal prosecutor, legal analyst, and now creator of the first courtroom where justice has no walls, filters, or boundaries. Only truth. Virtual Justice with Judge Faith.
Hey there, it's your favorite judge. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to join the fastest growing court community on YouTube. Remember, virtual justice doesn't happen without you. So go ahead, subscribe, or risk being held in contempt. Miss Candace Cherie.
Yes, Your Honor.
You are suing Miss Delisa Turbington.
Yes, Your Honor.
For $300 you say she owes you for not finishing your hair at and I'm just going to use your wording, Miss Cherie, at a critical moment that nearly cost you a major career opportunity and you had to come out of pocket for a second hairstylist. Am I correct in my phrasing of your lawsuit?
Yes, exactly, Your Honor.
And Miss Delisa, you say you do not owe the plaintiff a dime because she abandoned the appointment and trashed your reputation online. And you say she actually owes you money for years of unpaid or discounted sessions.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so let's talk about this. As I understand it, the two of you have been close friends for a number of years. I'll start with you, Miss Candace. Why did you decide to bring one of your best friends, as you say, for years, into court to sue over $300? What happened?
Absolutely, Your Honor. You bring up a great point. That's exactly what it is. It's not about the money, it's about the principle. And I felt ghosted after we booked the appointment. You know, midway through our appointment, I had a rush call. And with rush calls, you have to be there immediately. You can't say, oh, I'll be there tomorrow, give me a couple hours. You have to immediately go because if you book that major role, it could be a life-changing experience. And so that was part of our relationship too, knowing that sometimes I would get booked immediately and sometimes I would have to go. But this was the first time that it happened where she was in the middle of doing my hair and I needed to leave. But after booking the audition and actually getting booked for the role, I still needed to get my hair finished. And so Delisa ghosted me and I felt extremely abandoned. I felt there was so much pressure on me and I had to hire someone else. So I had to come out of pocket instead of being able to pay Delisa the way that we would pay in the past in payments or, you know, I got you. Like always knowing that I would still come through. But then, I don't know, she wouldn't answer my calls, my text messages, just ghost.
Oh, and is that unusual for her not to answer your calls and text messages?
Absolutely.
So you got a call for an audition and they tell you it's rush, meaning you have to get up from what you're doing right then in that moment and leave. And do you have any advance notice that you might get a call like that on that day? Or do you just,
No.
The call just comes in?
Exactly, Your Honor. Most casting calls will come in and they'll let you know, okay, if you want to audition, either send in a self-tape or maybe we'll have you come in person, but they'll give you a date and a time window. But for certain rush calls, it's an immediate thing. Sometimes it's an immediate booking. Well, they'll book you immediately within that hour, or sometimes they need to actually come in and so they can see you in person, but it's still a rushed commitment.
Okay, so on this day, you happen to be sitting in the salon chair, getting your hair braided, which can take what, anywhere between 4 and 6 hours?
Yes, depending
and
on
you
the
get
style,
a rush call.
Absolutely.
Okay, and Miss Delisa, you're sitting there. You see that she gets this rush call. Tell me what happens.
So of course she wanted to leave immediately, and I understood that. We made a verbal agreement that I would squeeze her in wherever I could because I have to also, keep my commitments to my clientele to make sure that they're happy so I can keep my business running. So it wasn't a ghosting type of situation between Candace and I. I was just extremely busy. The goal was to get her back in maybe that evening if she was available, if I was available, or the next morning. However, things just didn't go that way, and I did not ghost her. I just didn't have the time to pick up the phone and, call her back or text her back because I had people nonstop. And yeah, I mean, over the years, Candace has gotten hairstyles from me at a discounted rate. Unfortunately, I've, sacrificed on my end when I did that because I could have had someone else sitting in my chair that was paying full price. I just feel really taken advantage of at this point because to sit here over $300 where she was okay with paying another stylist full price because she had no choice to, but to take advantage of me being your friend and not understanding that I have to live and survive as well, Candace. And I can't wrap my whole world and lifestyle around what you have going on. And that's what's hurtful more than anything.
Okay, so after this time period, you're busy. So some time goes on and the two of you are not able to connect. You're not able to get your hair done. And Miss Candace, did you book the role? How did you decide to take this matter to the social media streets, as they say, and go public with it?
Well, it may not have been the best immediate decision. I was definitely thinking off the cuff because I just needed to vent.
Was that really about venting, or was it about embarrassing Delisa? Did you book the role?
I did book the role, yes.
So you did book the role. And you submitted to me video evidence, Miss Candace, and after I watch it, you can describe what you particularly want me to see in particular with this video. Okay, first, cute dog. Let me just say that. Now, why did you submit that video evidence? What is that to show the court?
So it shows, my hair was blow dried out and, ready to get the braiding style. But that's when I had to rush out and go to the audition. So that video is of me going to the salon the next day because I ended up booking the audition, but I still needed to be camera ready. And so that's also after I started reaching back out to Delisa to try to set our appointment, and when I didn't hear from her.
Okay. And Miss Delisa, you said that after you did not respond to Miss Candace in what she said was a timely manner, that she started going to social media saying things online. Is that true?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Tell me about that. What happened?
So I get online and I see that she made a post and she's sitting with another stylist and she's raving over this stylist about how they came in basically when she was in dire need. And she also mentioned me in the post saying how I had left her in a situation where she had to go off and do a booking, but I ghosted her. So I received several DMs and or cancellations, and people stopped following me. I lost a lot of followers as well. We know that in these times, followers are like major to your like career. It's the way we advertise. So yeah, I got DMs where people questioned my work ethic. Would I cancel on them? And then again, lots of cancellations.
Okay. And let me see the post that you say she posted, that she put up. Let me take a look at it now.
Okay.
So, Miss Candace, why did you decide to take this matter to the social media streets, as they say, and go public with it?
Well, it may not have been the best immediate decision. I was definitely thinking off the cuff because I just needed to vent. It is a great way to just explain, yourself as well as just, being able to get responses from other people that may understand what I was going through. But I never mentioned Delisa's name directly.
Let me back up for a second, Miss Candace.
Mm-hmm.
Responses from other people to let them know what you were going through. Now, is that really what that was about? Because I'm assuming you have family, you have friends, you're in another stylist chair. A lot of people treat their stylist almost like their therapist. But you went to social media. Was that really about venting, or was it about embarrassing Delisa?
Initially, no, absolutely. I wasn't thinking about embarrassing her. I really was more in my feelings over anything, wanting to just express myself. May not have been the best decision, but again, I never used her name directly. The only people that DM'd her would have been the people that knew that she was already braiding my hair, not new business. So there is some cover of who she was, but at the same time, again, I just had to vent. It was really a touchy subject for me, and it was something that was a critical role that I could have lost, and I felt like she didn't care.
She didn't care, but she did not have an issue with telling you when you left that she would finish your hair at another time, and this is a friendship that has spanned the course of several years.
True, but again, she ghosted me. I could not get in contact with her. Even if she was busy, just sending me a quick text, maybe we can do it next week or anything, but no response at all.
And let me ask you something, Miss Delisa. Miss Delisa, were
Yes,
you
Your Honor.
upset because you didn't respond at all? Is there a reason you did not respond at all besides being busy? You could not send her a message back and say, we'll schedule at another time?
Your Honor, Candace knows me very well. I am one of those people, if I'm rushing and doing things, I could pick up my phone with every intention of responding. And I've told her plenty of times, oh my gosh, I responded to you in my head versus the text. And I thought that I sent an actual text. So for her to disregard that as well, knowing that I was super busy, and she saw that I had a lot before she even left that day. I squeezed her in that day, so for Candace to basically disregard how I am when I am under pressure, being that we have been friends for so long, is downright hurtful. To feel that I would actually ghost her. And I had no intentions of doing that. I love Candace. I want to see Candace thrive in what she wants to do versus being forced into a workforce where she doesn't where she has to work a 9 to 5. Of course, I want to see her live that freedom. So this is so hurtful for me. I don't even know where to begin. And even the amount of money, I just feel like it's petty, especially with the fact that over the years, there's been multiple times where Candace has not paid me for the services, even though I've given her a discounted rate. It's gone from sending me maybe like a couple of bucks, and it's like, I'll pay you the rest later, or I got you. And I've just never received any of those payments. So it's really hurtful that we're sitting here over $300 when, I mean, in all actuality, you owe me way more than $300, Candace.
And just for clarity, Candace, how many days later did you go to the second braider and get your hair finished? Please welcome celebrity hairstylist Ken Rich. If you have a client in your chair at your salon and they leave mid-appointment, what is the professional standard? Should a stylist be expected to finish later? Is there a reasonable time frame? Is a refund due, or do you call it a wash?
If you book me for a service, I carve out a time slot for you.
And just for clarity, Candace, how many days later did you go to the second braider and get your hair finished?
It was at least about a week.
A
I
full
had
week.
to actually, yes, exactly.
Okay. I asked a friend of mine who's a celebrity hairstylist in Los Angeles to listen in to your testimony today because I really wanted to get his input and his take on what happens in situations like this, because I assume he's probably experienced the same thing, given that he has styled so many people in the entertainment world. Icons like Shaka Khan, TV host Sherry Shepherd, reality TV star and TV host Rachel Lindsay, and countless others across reality TV. Please welcome celebrity hairstylist Ken Rich. Ken, I would love to speak to you and get your opinion on what's happening in this case. Thank you for being here with us, Ken.
No problem. Hi, Your Honor. Your hair looks
Hello.
amazing.
Thank you. Ken,
So,
you've been listening to the case and the testimony so far?
I have.
If you have a client in your chair at your salon and they leave mid-appointment, What is the professional standard? Should a stylist be expected to finish later? Is there a reasonable time frame? Is a refund due, or do you call it a wash?
If you book me for a service, I carve out a time slot for you. If something should happen during that time slot and you need to go, that's on you. As a courtesy, I will tell you, hey, let me see what the rest of the day is looking like. Let me see what tomorrow's looking like. I'm going to try and squeeze you in. But you have forfeited your position. Now, depending on our relationship, that may depend on, you know, how it goes from there. But your time and your spot has been forfeited. You don't know what somebody has scheduled for the rest of the day, what the rest of their day is looking like. They carved out that time slot especially for you. If you decide to leave because of whatever, that time slot is lost.
What do you think about the homie discount that Miss Delisa said that she's been giving over the years, and why she said she's particularly disturbed about why she's being sued today? Do you give discount to your friends, and how does that work?
So, been there, done that. Delisa, I 1000% understand where you're coming from. I have nurtured my friendship / professional relationship to where my friends actually pay me over what I'm charging because they understand the business and they're supporting me. And as my friend, they want to do the right thing. What I will tell you is this: whenever you start mixing friends and business and a discount, it's always going to end up bad because you're going to feel like you were owed or you were due. Because I'll tell you this: your landlord, your car note, your utilities, they're not giving up no homie discount. You need to get your money. And the same way that she wants professional services is the same way she should pay you for professional services. You saying that you feel some kind of way because you've lost out money over the years and stuff like that, I'm sorry, but that's on you. That's your loss. So, and if she owed you money in the past, then you shouldn't have done the next service until that situation was settled out.
I totally agree.
Let me say one more thing to you, Candace. No stylist wants to lose clients. No stylist wants their name dirty in the streets. So,
Of course.
if she says to you, hey, I'm going to try and squeeze you in, I'm going to try and work you in tomorrow, that's her doing her professional part to make sure that you're taken care of. Nobody wants somebody to leave their chair with a horrible experience. That is never the goal. But you have to understand, you can't make your emergency her urgency. You guys have been friends for years, since high school. She says she's been looking out for you. You're looking out for her. You can't let that moment tear up everything that you guys have built.
Thank you so much, Ken. That was super helpful.
Later, you guys. Best of luck.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks, Ken.
No problem.
Thank you, Ken. I appreciate your expert testimony. I wanted to bring him in, Ms. Delisa, because I really think you needed to hear from someone who has been styling hair on a high level for many, many years and how they run their business, because I think you need to start running a tighter ship. Ms. Candace, I have to say I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in the fact that you brought this lawsuit based on everything I've heard today. The number of discounts that Ms. Delisa said she's given you over the years, I believe her. I don't think that you would dispute that. I just think that this entire generation feels very entitled. And when something doesn't go their way, they get upset. Number one, they run to social media, which is the worst thing that you can do, because all you do is exacerbate the problems and the issues. If you want to vent, go to your pastor, go to your therapist, go to your mom, go to your hairstylist, but you do not go online and embarrass someone and affect people. Know the two of you in your relationship that you've been getting braids for all these years, but that's what you don't do. You don't go and embarrass someone on social media. So you owe your friend an apology for that, because it was not necessary.
Yes.
And this $300 lawsuit was not necessary. You know what? Sometimes you got this opportunity, you booked the job, you may just have to eat the money because she didn't fit you in during that week time period. And it sounds like she's fit you in several times in the past, but you had to go to a different braider. You felt slighted. You felt entitled. Why isn't she responding to me? She owes me this money. So you decided you're going to sue her in court. I don't know why. I do not know why you thought that you were on the right side of the law, because you're not. Want more? Get weekly insights on the law, love, and real life sent straight to your inbox. Join my community at judgefaithjenkins.com. Subscribe to me on YouTube at Judge Faith Jenkins and follow me everywhere: Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. She doesn't owe you anything.
I'm sure you can understand a little bit where I'm coming from, right, Judge?
I actually can't. And I'm actually surprised that you thought this was a case. Y'all need to stop using Google as your attorney and start talking to some real people who know the law, because they would have told you not to sue because you were wasting your time. Listen, I'm here all day, but I'm sure that Ken and you all have other things to do because you wasted your time.
I understand.
You're calling each other best friends, but you're treating her like she was some kind of bad business partner, which is very strange to me. So my ruling is that she does not owe you a refund. In fact, if she had countersued for money that she says you owe her, I probably would have taken that into consideration. But I think it's been some give and take over the years. She sees you as someone who advertises the work that she does. And based on everything I've seen, Ms. Delisa, I want to take this opportunity to say I do think that you do great work, and I hope you get even more business out of this case and people seeing the type of work that you do. So she doesn't owe you a refund because you walked out mid-service, no matter the reason. I don't care if it was an audition, if you forgot that you left something, if you had to go run errands. To me, it does not matter the reason you left the appointment. You made the decision to leave the appointment. She owes you nothing but a courtesy if she wants to take you, because once she books that time slot for you, she can't book anybody else when you leave. That's money that she loses. That's time that she loses. And you need to understand that and stop trash talking her reputation online. I see that too much in this courtroom. Why wasn't your hair done? Because you left. So you left that day without your hair being done. You're going to leave court today without any money, because my judgment in this case is for the defendant. But I do wish the both of you well. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Delisa, I'd love to get my hair braided soon. It's been a while.
Girl, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do your hair going forward. Not if we want to have a friendship. We have to establish some kind of boundaries though, Candace, for real.